up to 12 weeks. It's 84 days roughly for you to create a habit. I want you to start to set that now. And I want you to understand here's the science behind it is myelinization. And so it's going to take that much, the myelin, to insulate that nerve to make it more of a automatic process, easy to do. It's insulated, it's fired. You want you to think of it like electrical wiring in a house, right? That's the reason why the wires have a coating on it. If it doesn't, it'll short. That's the leakage of electrical signals. That's another example of that. We don't have that insulation fully on there to make it fire in like crazy and be quick and easy and those kind of things, almost pretty much automatic. So this is the first step that I want you to really grasp. Okay, because when you start to get to this phase, there's something called, in the next one, is going to be something called synaptic pruning. Okay, your brain is always pruning itself. This goes along the adage of what you don't use, you lose. Okay, and in neuroscience, it is extremely true. It's the process of, if you're not continually working towards something and fine-tuning it, you're creating this pruning connection to get to that point. If you don't, it'll just start to fade away and you lose it. So the thing about when you're working through this 84-day process, the second month feels like a motivational graveyard, right? It's a struggle. You're just like, man, I got to really work hard at this now. I feel like I got to take things to the next level. And what's happening is this. You have the systemic pruning going on in the brain. I'll talk about that in a minute. And you also have long-term depression, okay? And what this all means is that it's not depression in the sense what you're thinking when you hear the word depression. But what happens is the brain is physically trying to break and disconnect the old patterns. Now, the way the brain actually works when it's pruning things, it doesn't like just break this way and go that way. What it'll do is it has to slowly take energy off this connection and to create new connections going this way, okay? And so what happens is I want you to think of like a highway. And right now, this new pattern that you just did for the first 30 days, maybe it's a 1 lane, maybe a 2 lane, okay? Total lane, that is, we're speaking. And what becomes more of this, especially in this 21 to 40 day process, when you're getting into that stage, it becomes now what you're doing is you're taking highways away from here, lanes from the other side. It's like an 8-10 lane highway. And you're slowly taking one there and you're putting it over here. And this is why it takes a process. It takes time to shift those highways till eventually you'll build up enough to where it'll be kind of equal. But you're not there yet. We're getting there, but you're not 100% there yet. And so a lot of times what happens and what people go through and why they fail in this around 21, 40 days is what we normally will see. It can't happen sooner. It can't happen a little later, but it's pretty much the sweet spot is that you kind of get like, you start feeling like foggy, brain fog, maybe irritable, bored. This old sense of you comes out. It's like, I kind of explain it too, like your brain's kind of like firing on cylinders. Like, no, this is what we were. It was comfortable. This is what we had. Why are you changing things? Okay. Your brain loves comfort. And what we need to do, the synaptic pruning, this is what I call the synaptic pruning phase, is you got to go ahead and you're breaking down, you're cutting up old patterns and you're shifting over here.